Hello, welcome back. In the last video, we discussed about variables and data type in Java, the different data type, how to initialize variable, and the different size of the data types. So in this video, we actually just going to proceed by proceed with typecasting. So typecasting is the process of converting a variable from one data type to another, and it basically we have two types of typecasting. We have the implicit and explicit typecasting. The implicit typecasting basically occurs automatically, majorly. So when you convert a small data type, it's more the data type with a small size into a larger one. That's going to happen automatically. Just imagine you have a container, a large container, empty container, and you have a a small container which is filled up with the value or content. It when you put in the small container into the large container, it just fits in, and that seems to happen automatically. Okay, for example, if we say just to illustrate what an implicit typecasting is basically, for example, let's start with an integer value types. So let's say we have a short value. Let's give it a variable name short value. So say 211, and we have an integer. We declare another integer int value to be equal to short. So basically, what we've done here, this is basically what is called implicit typecasting. Yes, because what we're doing here, we declare the value short. We know that short has is a system bit in size, and int actually 32-bit basically in size. So what we are doing is we're taking a bigger, converting a small variable into a small variable a variable with a small data type in terms of size into an integer which is has more capacity than the short. So we can go further and say, okay, let's do sorry double the double value. Okay, double value can be also equals to short, which is fine. So these conversions seems to happen automatically. So if you go for that again and say double value is equal to integer value, and basically just fit in fit in automatically. No, we don't have to do any other conversion or explicitly define the conversion. So ignore this yellow line, just saying we declare a variable without using it, so it's redundant. So of course we're illustrating what this is. So this is what we call implicit typecasting, basically converting from a short um, a data type that is with a small capacity into a large capacity, which basically happens automatically, and there's no data loss or precision loss anywhere. Okay, for explicit typecasting, the other type of typecasting, which is explicit, we, we're trying to let me do the explicit typecasting. So now, for explicit typecasting, which is the um, reverse or the opposite of implicit typecasting, basically. Now, explicit typecasting is the case where you want to convert from a large, maybe you have a large container, for example, a variable in a large container, and you're trying to convert it into a small container. For sure, if you know that if that large container is filled up, then you know that if you want to have the content of the large container into the small container, there are chances that the some data or some content are lost in the process of doing this conversion. So, which has actually is the downside of doing an explicit typecasting in Java. So, for example, you have, let me say you have the double. Imagine you have a double value, double, double, say score. Just call it score, and the value is maybe someone score 59.8%, and now you just want to do it, want, want to convert this value to an integer. For example, let's say uh, int score value is what the double value. First of all, if you assign this, you see that the compiler will always complain that, oh, this value you're trying to assign is kind of um it it requires a double, but you're assigning it requires an integer, but you provided the double. Reason why is it not able to fit in automatically? Because the double is actually 64-bit in size, and int is 32-bit in size, and of course with different, this is decimal value, and int is just numeric positive and negative value. So basically, how do we tell the compiler or the compiler that, okay, handle this I want to convert so this from a double type to an integer type. So to do this, we use a open bracket and define the type we want to convert it to. Since this is an integer, so we say, okay, this is what we want to achieve. No, don't worry, we want to convert this double type to an integer value. So basically, this is what we call explicit typecasting. If you try to print out to the console, so for me, the value of this, there will be a data loss, and most likely going to print out. So if I do int value and say should print the value of the int value in score. So let's see if we run this and see what that does. Basically, it's come back and say, oh, the int value is 59, which actually the actual value or the score is 59.8. So which is one of the disadvantage of using explicit typecasting. So it results to a data loss at some point. Yeah. So it's actually very important that you know your value, your data, the type of data you want to store. It's actually very important to know the implication of typecasting, because it might cause some data loss, or imagine you are developing a payment solution, and you do this same typecasting. Basically, some amount of money will be lost doing this typecasting. So that's actually it. So in the video, we've discussed about typecasting, conversion from one type to another, and we discussed about implicit and explicit typecasting. So in the next video, we actually going to pick up the next topic around, I think, basic operations in Java. And thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.